As the Rebel Alliance spread throughout the galaxy, the Empire grew desperate. Their mission? Wipe out the rebellion at any cost. For one Imperial soldier, this wasn't just an order, it was a personal mission. Inside a dimly lit training room, the sound of a lightsaber igniting echoed off the walls. A green blade, uncommon for any Stormtrooper, hummed as 3 Marksman-H training remotes began circling their target. With expert precision, the Stormtrooper deflected 2 blasts, the sizzling bolts vanishing against the lightsaber's blade. But the third struck him, the sting of failure unmistakable. From the shadows, a voice emerged, cold, commanding. It was Darth Vader. The Sith Lord admonished the trooper for being too slow, stating they would never become a Sith. But the soldier, unshaken, responded with calm resolve that he had no desire to become a Sith. He was a trooper to his core. Who was this Stormtrooper daring enough to wield a lightsaber and brave enough to face Vader? His name was Kreel, and we need to go back to the beginning. The story of Imperial Sergeant Kreel begins with death. As a child, Kreel witnessed countless deaths in the fighting pits of Chagar 9. At first he cried, but by the time he saw his father murdered, he didn't cry at all. Death had become a way of life. Chagar 9 was a planet ruled by warlords where people fought in the pits for entertainment. But then the Empire arrived, and with it, everything changed. Kreel watched in awe as Imperial stormtroopers toppled the warlords, shut down the pits, and brought order to the chaos. For Kreel, the Empire wasn't an occupying force, it was salvation. He saw beauty in their polished white armor, in the precision with which they moved, and perhaps most importantly, in the sense of purpose they brought. Kreel joined the Stormtrooper Corps, rising quickly through the ranks, serving in the 501st Legion, but his path was forged when Darth Vader assigned him to infiltrate Gracchus the Hutt's palace on Nar Shaddaa, posing as a slave in the fighting pits. But this time, Kreel wasn't fighting for survival, he was fighting for the Empire. He became the Game Master, a shadowy figure who trained slaves for the arena. He taught Wookiees, lizardmen, and pirates how to kill for sport. One day, he was given a very interesting human to train, one who had infiltrated Gracchus's collection of Jedi artifacts, a man by the name of Luke Skywalker. Luke was young, naive, untrained, and showed Force potential. Kreel began training the boy, not out of kindness, but as part of a larger game. Reporting the presence of a potential Jedi to his Imperial superiors, Kreel awaited a Strike Force's arrival. When the time came for Luke to fight in the arena, Kreel stood by, watching every move. He had trained Luke, molded him, and now he would see the results. But just as victory seemed certain, everything went wrong. Gracchus the Hutt activated an EMP, disabling Kreel's weapons and sending the arena into chaos. In the confusion, Luke escaped, slipping through Kreel's fingers. It was a failure Kreel couldn't shake. But Kreel wasn't done with Luke. Their paths would cross again, this time aboard the Star Destroyer Harbinger. Kreel, now the leader of the elite Task Force 99, known as Scar Squadron, had one goal: to reclaim the ship and, if possible, to finish what he had started on Nar Shaddaa. By this time, Luke was stronger. The boy had grown, not just in skill, but in his connection to the Force. Armed with his lightsaber, Kreel faced Luke in a brutal fight, his years of experience against Luke's raw power. As their blades collided, Kreel mocked Luke's reliance on the Force, claiming that true strength came from skill, not mystical powers. But even as he spoke, Kreel knew the truth. Luke wasn't the same boy he had trained in the pits. He was something more. Just as Kreel seemed to have the upper hand, Vader's voice cut through the comms, ordering him not to harm Skywalker. Kreel hesitated, a fatal mistake. Luke seized the moment, unleashing a powerful force push that sent Kreel crashing through the ship. The debris buried him, trapping him beneath tons of wreckage. But Kreel was nothing if not determined. In a gruesome display of resolve, he used his lightsaber to sever his own arm, freeing himself from the wreckage. As the rebels escaped, Kreel regrouped, but the failure weighed on him. He had failed Vader, he had failed the Empire, yet despite his shortcomings, Kreel's loyalty to Emperor Palpatine never wavered. He continued to lead Scar Squadron on mission after mission, carving a path of destruction through the rebellion. Kreel's legacy wasn't defined by his victories or his failures, it was defined by his obsession. His obsession with the Empire, with Luke Skywalker, and with proving himself worthy of the cause he had dedicated his life to. If you enjoyed the story of Sergeant Kreel and his encounters with Luke Skywalker, be sure to like and subscribe so you don't miss out on our next exploration of Star Wars lore. And let me know in the comments, do you think Kreel's loyalty to the Empire was his greatest strength or his ultimate downfall? Until next time, may the dark side be with you.